All right. Welcome to the stream, folks. This is our third night in a row looking through currency. Tonight we'll be doing the same as we did the last two nights. We're going through $1,500 bills. So we have one block here of 500 notes. We've got another one here and a third one for a total of 15 bundles. What's up, Busty? How you doing? Who's late? I'm late. I'm on time. Anyway, we're going through 1,500 bills. But it's 7:30 where I'm at. I don't know about y'all. I think we're on time. All right. We'll get started here. We've got a lot to do, so we better get to it. Make sure the camera's got a good angle. I think that'll do right there. If you're joining us, hit that like button, get this stream out to more people. We're gonna have some fun. We're just now getting started. Actually, before we get started, let's do a recap of the last two streams, the best finds. What's your question? We'll do a recap real quick first of the last two streams. Our best star note so far out of the last two streams is this one, a 2017 AE series star note with a print run of 250,000 with a total printed of 500,000 because there's one other run of 250,000. So that's our best star note so far from the last two streams. Hoping to beat that tonight. We had a radar note. That's our best fancy serial number. First note I review. Walk through the process you use to review a note. You mean like how I search a bill? I can do that, I guess. Yeah, sure. I can do that. And here's our, how's it going, Richard? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us. Just doing a recap of our best finds for the last two nights, because you probably already know what they are. Our best fancy was this radar note, 1380-0831. Same forward and backward, is also in great shape. So that's our best fancy so far. Hopefully we can beat it tonight. Our best error note was this one with a faint serial number here on the right side. That is by far and away the best example of that kind of error I found so far. That is an awesome find. I think that's actually the best find of both streams so far. Out of 3,000 notes, that's definitely the winner for now. And we also have the oldest bill we found here in 1981 A series. So far, nothing older than this one. It's also in great shape. So had some good streams so far, good hunts. As for what I do with bill searching, I am honestly just quick about it. I typically look at this serial number here on the right more than I look at the one on the left. It's just easier. It's higher up, so it's easier for me to see that one first. And I honestly, as I'm looking at bills, I just like when you look at enough of them, you can see. You can basically tell the age of a bill just by the way it looks. You don't even have to look at the date. You can just look at the signature, the way everything's placed, the way the numbers look on the serial number. You can kind of tell all there just by looking at it just from a glance. It's just it's something you got to do just from like personally training yourself. But most I look at this serial number. I don't check both usually because it just takes forever. Although it's a good idea to check both because they may not match. But sometimes you check both. It depends. We'll get started here. We're on the first bills, so we're just now getting started. We'll see what we can get here. But if I have an older note, I will know almost right away. A lot of times it's the signature at the bottom that will tell you if it's an older note, and the thickness of the numbers, the font that is, because they're different. There's some consecutive notes. I mostly just look at this side, but if something's off, I will definitely see it on both sides. Did y'all have a good Sunday? Y'all do anything fun? I didn't do crap. There's a very old date note. Technically, has two older date notes. It's November 16th of 1217 or December 17th of 1116. I did go through those notes we found yesterday and do some searching. I think I kept 3 of them that had cool dates on them. This one's old, but I'll check that later. It's not important. Replace it and keep going. So his football team crashed and burned today, huh? Was it a bad loss? Did it get absolutely destroyed? Maybe they'll come here and it'll cheer them up a little bit after the loss. A close game is better than a blowout. Ooh, there we go. I've got a feeling about that one. That may be a low run. Typically, when they're under 500,000 or a $250,000, they're a good run. Let's see what we get with this one. I think it's 3.2 million. Got excited over nothing. Some of these H series are really low runs, but this one's not. $250,000. Sorry, not $250,000. 3.2 million. Print run on this star note. Common, but a fairly low serial number. Welcome, Bino. That was our first find so far, a star note with a fairly low serial number, but not super low. So I'm assuming, yeah, I didn't watch football today. I just hung out and chilled today. A little bit cold for me to go out and do much. We're going to go hiking, but it was a bit cold for me, for both of us. Didn't really feel like it. Here's another star note. Man, we're doing really good so far. Got 2 star notes out of what? 30 bills maybe? Or less? $3.2 million print run. It's also in really good shape. 2 star notes out of just a few bills so far. Let's get back to it. Doing really well. And also, another thing I check for, I look at both ends of the serial number and basically just check for the same numbers, because if you have the same numbers, that's how you find radars. Another thing I keep an eye out for, and that's something I had to train myself to do. I did not watch the game today. I don't think I watched a football game, and it's been probably close to 30 years, to be honest. Never really was a sports guy. I'd rather play it than watch it. I'm that kind of person. Niners fan, huh? There's another older date, May 3rd, 1333. I'll look at that later. Not important right now. That's almost a cool note. That would have been a bookends note had that 5 been a 0. Close, but not quite. We're still in our first bundle, though. You guys know way more about football than I do. Although I do know the rules, just don't know the teams very well anymore. A few more bills in this bundle here. So far, 2 star notes and no fancies and nothing else so far. We're doing okay. A zone beater? I have not heard that one before. Okay, I know the basic rules. I don't know what that is. All right. That bundle is done. If I missed something, let me know. Bundle number 2. A zone, would it be a touchdown? The scariest thing I've seen arrowhead hunting. Besides falcon monster tracks. Honestly, one time I was climbing up a hillside because I did not want to go through a field. The field was too hot and I wanted to be in the shade. Oh man, this is bullcrap. 3816-3618. So close. I had to swap those 2 numbers though. I was climbing up a hillside to stay in the shade and I nearly put my hand on a cottonmouth climbing up the hill. And then I went around it and went a little further down the ridge and nearly stepped on an enormous cottonmouth. It's another one of those FA series notes with the faint serial number, but that one's not, it's not bad. A little bit under inked compared to the left side. That's almost worth keeping. It's a little bit fainter. I might keep that one. It's faint. It's a big enough difference, I think. And there's a lot of white showing in the lettering or the numbers. I may keep that. I'll thought to decide. I'm keeping some of the better ones of those, but that's probably the scariest thing. I mean, a snake right like 2 inches from your hand. That's pretty scary, right? I don't know what else it would be. What about you? What's the scariest thing you've seen outside in the woods? Besides your betrothed out there, the falcon monster wife. Oh, really? That's dude, that is creepy, man. Was it a mound or was it a grave? I think I might have seen those guys actually. There's an older note, a 95. Is it or is it not a web note, folks? Here's your test. 3 seconds. Insert Jeopardy music here. Is this a web note or not a web note? 1995 series note. These are found on 88A, 93, and 95 notes. Yes or no, a web note? Busty says web. I know what it is already. It's not a web note. The plate number is down at the bottom when it should be at the top. Also, there are letters in front of the plate number here on the lower right. There should be no letters here if it was a web note. So no go on that one. Epic failure for Busty. More of those consecutive numbers. Richard, just right. It's not a web note. You can tell a web note just by looking at the front. All right. Let's see. We have 5 people in here right now. For now, anyway. Hit that like button. Share the stream. Come hang out with us for a little while. We got a little while to go. We're just getting started. I try to go fairly quick because it is most of us have to work tomorrow. Make it easier to see this way. It kind of makes it faster too. I do have some other finds to show off later if y'all want to see them. I had a frame of bills that I'd found over the last few years that I took to the Tulsa Coin Show last year, and I have all those bills with me now. I took them out of the frame. Have we found anything in this bundle yet? I think it's been a bust so far, except for that slight under-inking error note, which is very minor. Nothing really good yet. We'll have plenty more bills to look through, though. We got a lot to do. All right. I look forward to smelling that pot roast. I'm sure it's going to be good. I had leftovers tonight. I had leftover pasta from last night. It's pretty good. All right. Bundle number 2 is now complete. Bilo, that's awesome. You can find out, you can put on there what they are. I like to put the denomination on my flips too. Like if you got a flip, you can put I'll put like penny or dime or nickel on the top left. That when I'm flipping through them in a tray, I can see what they are without actually pulling the coin out. I'll put, imagine this is a flip. I'll put penny on this side, date and mint mark here, what it is, like double die, repunch mint mark on the bottom left, and the bottom right, I'll put which variety it is. I'll put variety Vista, the DDO number 1, whatever. I'll list it. That's how I organize my coins. All right, bundle number 3. We'll do a recap after the first 5 bundles. We have a few finds so far, but not many. But we'll have more. We're just getting started. Reminder, hit that like button. Here we have 2 triples, 666s and 333s. And they're in the middle, like I like them. It's a low-end fancy serial number, but I'll take it. The Poop Dollar Prank. No, I have not. Do I want to know about the Poop Dollar Prank? I don't know if I want to know. Almost a birthday. The 56th of September, 1982. That would have been a nice birthday. Do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this? Oh, that's gross, dude. Gross. That is kind of disgusting. I did not want to know that. That is really gross. But is it worth $5? If it's a star note, maybe. Huh? What do you think? I don't think I would appreciate that, to be honest. Here we go again, guys. Another 95 series note. Yes or no, web note. You got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yes or no, web note. 95 series. Bussy says yes. Web. And why would it be a web note? Do you see a letter in front of the plate number? I do. See that E? If it was a web note, that E would not be there. It is not a web note. The plate number's at the bottom, below the E on the back. It has letters, it has an E. It can't even have the E. It has to be basically just nothing but the 39. It has to be only the number. That's it. No, there are FW, and then if there's no FW, it's a DC note. If there's an FW, it's a Fort Worth note. There are 2 different facilities. There can't be a C there either, or a letter. No letters at all. That's how you tell the difference. All right. Says we got 5 people joining this, at least as of right now. Who all do we have here? We have Busty, Bino, Richard, and a couple others, but they haven't said hi yet. I get it. Yeah, it's confusing. Some have more letters than others. Like this note has all the letters. It has the F, W, and the E, but a blood note will have neither one of those things there. It'll have only the plate number, like 109. We'll have more chances, I'm sure. We already found 295 series notes. Also on 88A and 93 series. 2021 star note is probably going to be a common print run, but no guarantee. It may be better than that. $3.2 million print run, common, but so a third star note, 3 bundles so far. That's not bad. Okay, so 3 star notes so far. Get that where I can see them a little better, and you can see them a little better. Make for a better stream if I can at least show the bills, right? That's almost a cool note, but not quite. How's it going, Roy? Yeah, Roy, how many star notes do you have? And Busty, yes, I do look through hundreds. I've got some fines, several fines from $100 bills. I actually showed those last month in the stream, remember? I've got like radar notes, low run serial note, or low run star notes. There's a birthday note, October 23rd, 1969. An actual birthday note. Anybody got this birthday out there? Let me know. October 23rd, 1969. Actually, that's, if it was 59, that'd be my mom's birthday. That is cool. Yeah, that's a cool birthday note. About 30. Roy, have you looked them up to see if they have common print runs or low print runs or common print runs? Because they're all different. If you got 30, you may have something. You probably have a good one in there somewhere. Probably have a good one. If you go to Star Note Lookup, just Google Star Note Lookup, and you can go on there and enter the serial number and the series and find the print run. Some of them, the lower they go, the more valuable they tend to be. And Richard, I think Richard's bill was like, I saw one that sold for $65. It had 128,000 print run. That's very low for a star note. It was also a $2 bill, so that probably makes it even more valuable. About 65 bucks. Yeah, Roy, go to Star Note, just Google Star Note Lookup when you get a chance. And you can enter the serial number along with including you want to include the prefix, B, D, A, whatever it is, serial number and a star, and make sure you get the series date right. And it'll tell you about that note. How many were made for that run, how many runs there were. And typically the notes that only had like one run, and it was a low run of the most valuable. There's an older note there, but not old enough. But, and even older star notes typically can be a little more valuable too, like from the 80s and 90s and even before that. But we're not done bundle number 3. We want to bundle number 4. We'll do a recap after the first 5 bundles. We'll just do a recap every 5 bundles. Here's the 4th bundle so far. Out of 15, we're doing 15 bundles in this stream. But Roy, like with star notes, the lower the run, typically the better. If you're wanting to sell them, because they're hard. If people collect the runs, those lower runs are hard to find. Well, they don't make very many of them. So out of all the ones out there, there may be 250,000 of that one run for that specific star note, or even less. And those are really tough to find. I go through a lot of notes to find stuff like that. We found 3 star notes so far, and so far they're all common. Here's a birthday note. September 18th, 1990. Anybody got that birthday? It's also in great shape, too. So we have 1990, September 18th. That's 2 birthday notes that are modern. We didn't find any the first stream. I think we found one last night in that stream. 2 modern birthday notes. And right behind it was a star note. This is an awesome bundle so far. Let's check it out. So Roy, I'm going to go to Star Note Lookup. It's mycurrencycollection.com. At the Star Note Lookup link, and I'm going to, it's $1 denomination. Series is 2017. As you can see right there. I'm going to type in the serial number. I'm going to go L space 0. You actually don't have to put a space, but I put spaces. 0458198 star, enter. Gives you the print run. 3.2 million printed, and this run, a regular type of star note with an 8.82 million total printed. So there were a few other runs. Eight years, 11 days too early. Oh well. Well, another star note. So far, we're doing pretty well. Birthday notes are some of the best finds you can get, actually, especially when they're modern. Like birthday notes tend to sell for like between 15 and 30 bucks a piece. That's almost a cool note. Almost. Yes, you got to post them as buy it now listing. By the way, you can't just put them on there and for an auction. You got to put them as buy it now listings, because somebody's going to specifically want that date. That wants to actually will pay up for it will be somebody who actually needs it. So you can't just put them in as. If you do put them in as auction listings, you'll get sell for like $3, and somebody else will flip them on you. So do not do that. They'll buy them for $3. You'll probably lose money, and they'll make a profit off it later. Because birthday notes are, some of them are sought after notes out there, especially if they're within the last 50 years or so, because they're great birthday gifts. Military pay note. Yeah, the script notes they're pretty common, but they're cool. I mean, which countries is it from? Like Japan or Philippines? Roy? I've seen a bunch of them. They sell them at our coin club meetings once in a while. So we're doing awesome in this hunt. I'd like to do better though. Let's keep going. Like, which country is that note from? I'm trying to pick them up. FA series, not fainted enough though. Okay, it's all good. Now you said you had all your pennies in an album. Do you have a full penny collection? Are they modern pennies? I've got a full set of wheat cents, and I got a full set from Macy 1909 up. I'm missing a couple of Indian heads, but I think I'm missing 1877 and the 1909s. I'll have all the rest though. So out of the last, like, since 1859, I've got just about all of them. 1856, I have nearly everything. As far as the dates, I don't have all the varieties. And only one of those pennies is slabbed, and that's my 1909 SVDB. Just about. I've got all the wheat cents from 09 up. Now they're not all in great high grade. Most of them are like especially older ones are not the best shape, but not in the best condition. But 09 SVDB is at a very high grade. I'm going to be getting some more coins like that. I hope at least one more coin like that this year. I'm going to try to invest in something high end. Okay, it's bundle number 4. I've got 09 and up. I don't have a 2025 Philadelphia, I think, yet, but I'll find one of those eventually. I'll find one in one of my coin machine bags at some point. I'm probably got one in one of my bags. If I don't, let's go get one of somewhere else. One will eventually show up in the bags. I'm not too concerned about that. I don't have like the Omega cents, obviously, but bundle number 5 coming up. After this, we'll do a recap of the finds. But yeah, I've got just about everything. I'm missing a couple of Indian heads, but they're not a priority right now. I can always buy one at a coin show. 1831, 1761, 2 different dates, but too far back. I won't keep that. My best penny, there's 1831, 1760. That's the same run there. 1998, I'm sure I do. I don't know, you know, it's the odds are 1 out of 365 that I've got the right note. I'm sure I do. Probably not that many though. Here's a birthday note for another almost 200 years from now, 2217, March 21st. We'll let somebody else find that one. Yeah, which ones are you missing, Richard? Are you missing the? I'm assuming you're missing the key dates for some of them anyway, because they're pretty expensive. Plus, you just don't find those in penny hunts anymore. Not often enough. 5-cent military payment. That's cool. 5-cent certificate. Back then, that actually was a little bit of money. That's almost a cool note, but not quite. Need to find a good fancy serial number here. There's 0249 2494. That'd be almost cool enough, but not quite. So, Richard, what are you missing out of your penny set? I'm only missing a 09S Indian head and a 1877 Indian head. And of course, a super scarce Flying Eagle cent was like just a few known. I don't have that one. Almost nobody does. But I do have an 09S VDB I bought at the coin show last year in June. I bet it is. Yeah, those are pretty small. I've seen them before. They're pretty cool. What did you buy, Bino? What did you buy? I didn't know you bought coins. Yeah. I'm missing 2 key dates from the Indian head series, but I honestly love those. I think I like those the most. Just beautiful coins. I may go for a full set of like mint state graded ones at some point. You can get this, common dates for like $1 or so at coin shows, but I want I'd get 1877 in a high grade or a decent grade anyway at some point. Just go from there. Oh, that's cool. Again, I'm assuming by now it's a foreign coin. It has to be. That's cool. Older than the United States, so it has to be. It would have to be. A Dalton arrowhead? No, I mean not here. I don't have any arrowheads in this room. Busty, have no artifacts in this room. Maybe another day, but not right now. I've got some more currency to show off later, though. I do have more I have some more currency finds to show y'all later from my little frame I had. Well, that's cool. And the foreign coins typically are fairly inexpensive on eBay. All right, that was bundle number 5. We're 500 notes in. Let's do a recap of the finds so far. We have 4 star notes, a 2017 L series with a 3.2 million print run, 2021 B series, also a 3.2 million print run, 2021 K series, 3.2 million print run, and a 2013 5-digit serial number common print run of 3.2 million H series. So 4 star notes so far. Our only fancy serial number, which is actually not in the greatest shape, but whatever. It's something at least. 2 triples in the serial number, 3 6s and 3 3s all in a row. Not great, but it's something. We also have a couple of birthday notes. We have September 18th, 1990, and October 23rd, 1969. So 2 birthday notes so far. Modern ones, thank goodness, because usually I find old ones from like over 100 years ago. We also had a somewhat insufficient inking error on this note here. The right serial number is a bit faint. It's faint enough where I'll probably pull this one out. Compared to the right or left side, it is quite a bit fainter on here on the right side. Not a lot of difference, but enough. Just barely enough. All right, so now on to block number 2. 500 notes here. You can barely see them. All right. Bundle number 6. So what's more, a $2 red note or a $1 silver note? I would say the 2s are probably rarer. The silver certificates are super common, but the red seals and the 2s are also common. But then again, they never made as many 2s as they made 1s, right? So it's going to be the 2, I would say. But they're really not worth a whole lot more value-wise. Like they typically sell for like $4 a piece if they're circulated, while the 1s will sell for around $1 to $3. There's not a lot of difference. Neither one of them are typically very valuable. A lot of people think they are, but they're just not. I've had people bring me silver certificates, and they want a lot of money for them. I give them like $2 a piece for them. Then I show them eBay values, and they're like, "Okay, never mind. I was expecting too much." I bought a few, but not very many. I'd rather find something modern for $1 that's worth way more than $2. And I've done that. Not much, but I've done that. Yeah. Roy, have you done much currency searching? Try to keep it as center as I can here on the screen. I've been through, God, well over quarter million bills, I think. Another FA series. Not quite faint enough. Almost, but not quite on that one. Yeah, I usually go through at least 4,000 to 5,000 ones a month, usually in one video, but I've been doing streams lately. It's less work, to be honest. Less filming. I can just do it all at once. And it's not that boring. It's really kind of fun. Coin collecting is way more boring. There's a winner there. I'm glad that wasn't a fancy serial number. Sometimes I go through 5,000 to 10,000 ones at a time. Depends on how much I can get. I try to slow down a little bit because I've been going through too much, and it just takes me too long. I don't want to spend 6 nights of the month going through currency. But it's still worth it. Currency is probably better than anything else to hunt through right now. There's potential there, that's for sure. Honestly, Roy, if you've got silver, you're doing great. You're doing very well. That's right. I think last time I looked, silver was 80, almost, it was 82 an ounce. It is 82.86 right now. I think that's an all-time high. 82.86 an ounce. So that is absolutely ridiculous. That is an all-time high. So if you got silver, that's great. I have not seen it any higher than 82.86. That is the highest I have ever seen it, and I've been checking it almost every day. Of course, it may close lower than that, but right now it is actually ridiculous. I see that, Busty. 11 people. Come give us some more likes, folks. Hit that like button. One coin over 60. You mean like, yeah. If it's like if it's a silver eagle, yeah. Like silver eagles right now are 82, 86 melt. And Morgan dollars, it's just a Morgan 64.08 melt right now in a peace dollar. Think about that. I was getting them for like $50 at their BU just like a year ago or two. Yeah, folks, hit that like button. If you haven't hit it yet, hit that like button. More likes, the better. More likes tend to be more views. But this will be the last stream for this month. If you didn't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. And say hi in the chat, too. We're having fun here. We have done 600 notes so far. Bino's doing his part. Busty and Bino, Roy. Richard's doing his part, too. Everybody's talking. Without you guys, this would be boring. There's 12 viewers right now. Hit that like button. Next couple weeks for the channel, I got to do quarters. I've got a couple more bags of quarters to go through. And then when I'm done with that, let me get this bill sorted out. I'll turn them all around. When I get those quarters done, if I have nothing else to do, I will probably do some half dollars. I've got 10 boxes of half dollars right now. 10 boxes. Hoping to find a bunch of silver. I don't know if I will. I know Shannon had some boxes and he didn't have much luck for silver. His came from the same facility as mine did. So we'll see what happens. Folks, hit that like button. We had one more like. I appreciate it, guys. But I'm going to do, as far as long form videos, it's going to be quarters next. I'm going to have about 3 bags that I've gone through. And maybe more than that, depending on what happens. My coin supply is opportunistic, so don't know what I'll get yet. But I'll probably get a couple more bags of quarters this month, and I've got halves. I'm looking forward to the halves. Really looking forward to the half dollars. So, because I hunted like 1 box of halves last year, and that was all I hunted. Like 1 box and 5 rolls. Well, I'm not doing that with silver over $80 an ounce. If I can at least find a couple of 90s, I'll feel happy. Christmas silver, like after Christmas, is the best time. Got another like. We got 5 likes. Let's get to 11 likes because we have 11 viewers right now. But I try to get like silver is the best, it's easiest to find during from November through March. After that, it kind of dies off because everybody dumps their coins for Christmas to buy gifts, and they don't look through it all. So you get all kinds of stuff. If y'all don't remember, back about 3 months ago, was it 3 or 4? 4 months ago, I pulled around 85, 90% silver half dollars out of a coin machine, over $2,500 worth. And I paid $42.50 for them. That was the score of a lifetime. Back then, they were only worth around 1,200 in melt. Now they're worth double that. It's doubled since then. That's how much the price of silver has doubled in the last 4 months. That's why I got $half. We're gonna be looking for all kinds of stuff though, not just silver. And by the way, Busty, I do have a binary flipper here to show you later if you want to see it. At the end of the stream, I'll show off some finds if you'll stick with me for a little while. I've got some cool notes to show y'all that I haven't shown anybody yet. No one even knows I've got them, except for like people that went to a coin show. I have a true binary flipper. And it's got a really cool serial number on it too. How about we find something good in these notes? What do y'all think? Let's find something good. So far, we have not done well in the second half, or the second block, I should say. But we're not halfway done yet. We got 8 more bundles to go through after this. There's always potential. Yes, I do remember that Joker bill. That was hilarious. Very strange bill. Plus that one we had, that one that was written in Spanish we had the other night. Was it 2 nights ago, I think? That was a weird one too. A lot of writing for one note. All right, that's bundle number 7 done. And that was a bust. But one crappy bundle could lead to a good one. We got 11 viewers. Let's get 11 likes, folks. If you're watching the channel, watching the stream, hit the like button. All right. 15 viewers right now. That's an all-time record, I think, for this. Well, now 13, but still an all-time record. We're on bundle number 8 out of 15. Looking for anything cool. We've done okay so far, but nothing epic yet. I have to find something epic. Try to go pretty fast. That way it keeps things moving. If you're here, say hi in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions about coins or currency. I may know the answer. If your questions are about coin varieties, I probably know the answer. There's a 99 series note. A little older, but not old enough. Thanks, Busty, for the support. Yes, I tell you, we spent a lot of time on this. Almost every night of my life is spent doing this for several hours. Doing this or something like it. The rest of the week I'll be doing quarters, I have a feeling. Then I'll be doing $half the rest, possibly the rest of the month. There's another 2021 FA series, but this was not nearly as faint. It's higher up in the run. So at that point, they refill the ink. Yeah, I spent a lot of time. Some nights I just spend the entire night filming and editing. That's usually what I do, at least a couple nights a week. If I post a short, it's probably because I'm editing another video or I'm taking the night off. There's a trinary. That's our first trinary so far. 2s, 7s, and 3s with 777s. At least that's something. It's our first trinary so far out of a lot of bills. So there we go. We have a new winner for the oldest bill. A 1969 A series. Check that out. It's kind of rough shape, but I don't care, considering how old it is. That's a good find. That is our new record holder for the oldest bill in this hunt so far. 1969 A series. PJ, Not really. I mean, the 777, it was a trinary. I mean, that's like the lowest end I'm looking for. Like for this note here, now some people call these lucky lucky notes with the 3 7s. I don't care about that so much. This it's a trinary. It's got 2s, 3s, and 7s in it. They're low end they're like a very low end fancy serial number. Like we're talking about scraping the bottom of the barrel. But I'll pull them because I'll try to get a lot of them so I can find matching pairs, because when you have just 3 numbers, your odds of finding a matching pair are significantly higher. Just like with like mixed ladders also are a great way to find matching pairs, because when you've got all like unique numbers in the serial number and they're all like make a mixed ladder note, you can find matching pairs relatively easily compared to other just random numbers. Plus, it's in good shape. They sell for like, $4 or $5 on eBay, typically in this condition, maybe a little bit more depending on the numbers. But I've seen people sell hundreds with like 777s at the end of the serial number or somewhere in it for $300 a piece, and they'll put them in a Chinese New Year money envelope and sell them for $300 a piece on eBay. I'm not kidding. I've seen this happen. I think it's a ripoff, but people buy them for lucky notes. They do. There's a market for that. This one would technically would be one, but I'm only kidding it because it has three unique numbers in the serial number. Just a regular trinary. Now I'm looking for anything from basically like that and better. That's like the low end stuff, like trinaries and mixed ladders and like double triples. That kind of stuff that's like bottom of the barrel stuff. That's a lot of people don't even keep those. I do because I'm looking for matching pairs mainly, and they have a little bit of market value, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And some people like them. Sometimes they have really good eye appeal too. So I'm trying to pick them up and hunt them this way now. Go right through them all. But PJ, how much do you go through a lot of currency? And thank you for joining us. And if you are joining us, hit that like button. Say hi in the chat. Having fun tonight. We've gone through almost 800 bills so far. There we go. Our third birthday note, October 19th, 1983. Anybody got that birthday? October 19th, 1983. Younger than me, but it's a good birthday note. There we go. That's our third birthday note so far. I like birthday notes, especially when they're modern, because somebody might actually want that note. This note, like this bill here, has 5 7s in it. Some people like that. I used to consider keeping that. It actually would sell for a few bucks on eBay like this, but as a lucky note, but I'm not going to keep it. If it was a trinary, I definitely would, but no. But honestly, somebody could probably sell that for a few bucks on eBay. But that's a little bit below my standards. Not that I have high standards, believe me, I don't. But I've had to lower them a lot over the years. I used to never keep trinaries or mixed ladders. Now I keep all of them. The hobby just got too popular, and what people find cool is now a lot different than what other people used to find cool. There's 777s, another one like that. I won't keep that, of course, but just an example of what some people call a lucky note. But PJ, what kind of stuff do you look for? And nice to meet you, by the way. I have to find some more star notes, but they're getting tougher. Well, I gotta look through a lot of bills every month. I usually just do one big hunt, but I've had requests to do streams, so I've been doing streams the last 2 months. And thank you for liking the stream, by the way. If you have liked it, thank you so much. If you haven't, I know where you live. Bundle number 9. Yeah, have you done any searching yourself, PJ? It's fun. It's a lot of work if you get like crazy about it like I have, but it's a lot of work if you get really into it. And Bus is kind of just new to it, but it can be profitable, honestly, if you sell stuff. I don't sell crap. Here's a funny story. I did sell one bill last, I believe, December of 2024. I did a stream a little over a year ago, and somebody from California saw a birthday note that I found in that stream. It was during a currency hunt battle with Rusty at All In Currency, and I found a birthday note. It was Christmas of I believe it was 12/25/1990. So Christmas of 1990, and somebody reached out to me and said they wanted that note really badly, and they bought it from me. They actually bought a bill from me. That's the only note I ever sold. So if I do see it, have a note here that you want, let me know. Especially a birthday note, because those are hard to find for specific people. If you have like those birthdays or know anybody with those, let me know. I'd rather, sell them or give them away than, like on the day of course. Just I like keeping them, of course, but if it's going to be more to you than me, then let me know. But we'll be doing a giveaway note here in about 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. I'm gonna give a note away, hopefully in person. And I'll show that note again at the end of this stream. I showed it last night in last night's stream. I'll do it again this one. We'll have some cool show and tell here in a little while. Busty, are you eligible to win the birthday note? If it's your birthday? If it's your birthday, if you were born on that day, born in January of this year, you're eligible to win the note, yes. But you must be born on that day. So you need to plan something out, I guess. Here's a somewhat cool note here. 4554 4566. I wish it was 4554 again. That would have been a radar repeater. Still a trinary with 4s, 5s, and 6s. That's decent, good eye appeal in average condition. Keeping it regardless. Add to the stack. Is collecting currency called stacking too, like silver? You just stack them up, right? All right, back to it. 9476, 9485, almost a repeater note. But I'm going to be giving away a note here in about a little over 2 weeks to someone born on the day of that note, on the serial number day, the day of, like a birthday note, on the day of their birthday. We're getting their birthday note. I'll make it a mission of mine that day. And I'll also make a video of it before I give it away. I did that last month. I gave away 2 bills last month on December 19th and December 12th and December 13th of 2025. I had both of those bills for the birthdays, that is, and they were given away to someone on their day of their birthday. There's an older date, January 4th, 1350, a long time ago. I'll research it later, but not now. Odds are I won't keep it, but you never know. But if I do find a birthday note, like I said earlier, let me know. If you know anybody that has that birthday, or if you find a date note you think is cool, let me know. This is mainly for just, it's for educational and entertainment purposes. But if you do see something you like, especially a birthday note, because those are kind of like unique to the person. I would rather have somebody who would cherish it than just hold on to it for a few years and, Need to find some more star notes. Where all the star notes go? Maybe we'll find some more. Now, if y'all have any questions about coins, currency, or Native American artifacts, let me know in the comments. I do all free on this channel. Most of my expertise, if I have expertise, is going to be with, I guess, modern coin varieties, but I know artifacts really well too. I've been doing that my whole life. I've been doing coins like a few years, 5 years. Oh, that was bundle number 9. The coolest artifact I have found is it is a Clovis point that I found in a local river in the water on December 4th of 2019. The video of that is on my channel. I believe the video is called The Day It Happened. I am almost positive that's what it's called. And it's called Arrowhead Archives December 4th, 2019 The Day It Happened. And it is the video of the day I found it. The Dalton is good too. I've got some Daltons that I found. I think I have 2 Daltons on my top 10 Arrowhead videos. My top 10 finds video. I have 2 Daltons, I believe, in that video. One of them was a Dalton Classic that is fluted. And I found that in a gravel bed back in 2016. I think it was September of 2016 I found that. I remember finding it. I'll never forget it. That's the best Dalton Classic, a classic style. I've got a Dalton Greenbrier that I dug up, actually, that is in absolutely perfect condition. The thing has razor blade edges on that thing, too. That thing is nice. But it is absolutely in perfect condition. I've also got a Dalton that I found last year that was also perfect, another Greenbrier, but it's also thicker than the first one that I found. But it's still a good find. I got some good finds over the years. If I was going to choose arrowheads or coins, if I had to choose, it'd be a tough decision, I'll be honest. As far as going to Murfreesboro, probably, I don't know. I haven't gone before, but if y'all don't know, I'm from Arkansas, and Murfreesboro, the diamond digging place, is in my state, but I have not been to it. I don't know if I would like to. I'd like to dig, don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but I like to dig where not everybody else has been to 1,000 times. But you never know. I might find something. I'll dig. There's focus going on here. Here we go. I kind of like, like some privacy when I dig. I might go one day, though. You never know. Yeah, I'm not excited about going there. I would rather go dig like on a campsite somewhere and find something like find a 10,000-year-old Dalton or something like that, or a Clovis or a Scotch Bluff, something really scarce that's really old. Because if you think about it, these bills, they're fun and cool, but they were never used to kill a woolly mammoth or a mastodon or an extinct bison. Clovis points were used for that purpose. Finally, a star note. Finally, and it's almost a birthday note. Had that been a 2, that'd been sweet. It would have been October 11th, 2019. But it's a star note. It's in good shape. Finally got another one. Probably going to be a common print run. Let's see what we get here. 3.2 million print run. Common star note, but a star note nonetheless. Let's get back to it now. Bino, I think you're right. Imagine folding a bill so well you make an arrow point or a spear point out of it and killing a mammoth with it. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Yeah, Busty, those sites are those like national landmarks now, or at least state? Like those Falcon Monster war sites, are they like heritage sites now? Protected by this, at least by law. Another star note, folks. We're back on them. 2021 D series, probably going to be a common run. I'm usually not optimistic about star note runs, but depends on what I find, of course. But what I miss? 3.2 million print run. Who would have thought? And now back to them. Roy, yes. Even if they're all common, if you got 30 of them, yeah, absolutely keep them. The reason is, like the star note we just found, they don't make these anymore. This 2021 series is the last series they will ever have of star notes, as far as I know. They don't make these anymore, Roy. They were kind of like, imagine like silver certificates. You know, they don't, you know, they stopped making them and they're worth a little bit of money. I'll be honest, these are actually more valuable than silver certificates. Unless they're like, well, let me correct that. They're more valuable circulated than silver certificates, because silver certificates are usually worth around $2 to $3. Star notes are typically worth around $4 to $5 or $3 to $5. So they're actually, if you have a crisp one, especially, because you can still find these crisp. As you can see, this one's like still brand new. That's like a $5 note, $4 to $5 note. That's worth more than a silver certificate, at least a circulated one anyway. So yeah, keep them. If you got 30 common star notes, if they're in good shape, you can say like $3 a piece. A dealer might give you $1.50 for them and sell them for like $4 to $5. I know a dealer who does that, and he gave somebody like $1.25 for like the low end stuff. For the better ones, he gave them like $1.50. You know, sell them for like $4 to $5. But yeah, keep on. Yeah, hold on to them. They don't make them anymore. They're going to be tough to find in the next 10 years, maybe even 5 years. I don't find as many now as I used to because I've been pulling so many out of circulation. But thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like button. We're going through a total of 1,500 bills. We've done this bundle will be 1,000 bills, so we're almost 2/3 done. But Roy, if you keep looking for star notes, keep looking for them, you'll find something that's even going to be a lower print run than that. You'll find some better print run notes. I mean, if you get a low run, you can add a few bucks of the value sometimes, depending on how low it is and which one it is. I believe the 2017 I series is one of the best ones you can find. They're like 25 to 50 bucks a piece because there's only one run, one for $250,000 for that series. Fried mushrooms with ranch, my favorite appetizer. Oh man, almost a flipper, so close. Imagine that had been 90906060. That would have been read the same upside down and right side up the same. One number off. That is not cool. So close. My favorite appetizer, I'll be honest, probably fried calamari with cocktail sauce. That's something like that, maybe. Or spring rolls. Steamed spring rolls are also pretty good with peanut sauce. That's nice. Do you work there, Roy, or do you get notes from do they give you that back in change, like star notes back in change, or do you work there? If you work there, you can go through the drawer all the time. Let's get back to the search here. We'll do a recap here in a second. Let me get these notes finished up. We'll do a recap of the finds so far. We'll do a recap every 5 bundles. And we're almost done with the second block of 5 bundles. Oh man, 2, 6, then 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Almost a super repeater. Have had okay luck in star notes, not great luck in fancies, but great luck in birthday notes in this hunt so far. And if you missed last night's stream, I'll show you the finds from last night's stream too. Let's do a recap of the last 2 streams, and we'll do a recap of this one here. 1,000 bills down. So for now, we've been through. I got to change things up a bit here. Our oldest note so far, which is found in this stream, is a 1969 A series note. It's in kind of rough shape, but it is an older bill. I'm going to pull that out for sure, but not bad. That's our oldest note so far from all three streams. Our best error note so far was this one we found last night in the stream with a very faint serial number here on the upper right. Compare that to that. That is significant. And it's definitely not due to cleaning or anything. That's a lack of ink in the inkwell. That's our best error bill so far out of all three streams. It's actually the best find, I think, of the entire hunt. Our best fancy serial number is a radar note so far. That was found 2 nights ago. 1380-0831, same forward and backward. That's our best fancy. And our best star note of the entire 3-night stream so far is this 2017 AE series note with a print run of 250,000. That is our best star note so far. But tonight we've gotten some decent luck as well. We've been through 1,000 bills and have found it's like 6 star notes. We have a 2021 D series star note. These all have 3.2 million print runs. Let's say we have 19 viewers. Y'all hit that like button if you're here. Say hi in the chat. Hit that like button. We're having fun tonight. Anyway, a 2021 D series note with a 3.2 million print run. These all have 3.2 million runs. Here's a 2017 AF series star note, also common print run. 2013 H series with a low serial number, but common run. 2021 K series, also low, common print run. 2021 B series, and a 2017 L series star note. So we have 6 star notes out of 10 bundles. That's about par for the course. As far as fancy serial numbers, we haven't found much yet. We have trinary here with 4s, 5s, and 6s. One with 2s, 3s, and 7s. And one with 2 triples. 3 6s and 3 3s in a row. Not much for fancy so far. Well, we have done well in birthday notes. So if this is your birthday, let me know. Send me an email or let me know in the chat. October 19th, 1983. September 18th, 1990. And October 23rd, 1969. If these are your birthdays, let me know in the chat or email me, and if you want those notes. We also have a fairly faint under inking note here on the right serial number. Just barely faint enough, I'm going to pull it out. But these are pretty common on these 2021 FA series notes and on these runs here, especially if it starts with a 5. But nothing super extreme, but it is noticeable enough. I'm going to pull it out. Now, we'll go on to the next block of 500 bills. At the end of the stream, I'll show you all some of my best finds. Actually, I'll show you my best. All right, so this is bundle number 11, block number 3. Ozark Space Goose. That sounds delicious. Anyway, here we go. Bundle number 11 out of 15. We just did a recap. If you missed it, we'll do another one at the end of the hunt, and I'll show you all some cool finds. Some of the same stuff from last night, but I've got more this time. I brought my entire currency case down. A case I made for a coin show. Little show-off items. I got some cool stuff in there. And so we find something fancy. We have not done well in fancy serial numbers tonight. So if you're watching the stream, hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more views we get, the more fun we have. If you have any questions about currency, coins, Native American artifacts, or even skydiving, I might know the answer. That's an almost note. 3 numbers before that would have been pretty sweet. I wish it had been 2-7 at the end. But close, but no cigar. Face reveal, someone donates $1,000. I'll think about it. Of course, you already know. You already know who I am, so. Busty, I've done 280, I believe. 280 skydives. I've been licensed for about 10 years now, close to 10 years. Been jumping since 2015. Started jumping over 10 years ago. I never stopped. I don't jump as much as I used to, but I never stopped. I would have went yesterday, but I had to get my rig repacked. I had to get a my reserve needed to be repacked. Can you get cool stuff for getting a certain number of dives on record? You can get well, you can get a better license. If you get 500 jumps, you can get a D license. If you can get 200 jumps, you can get a C license. But I need to get mine done actually. Almost a modern birthday, 2026, but 1413, not quite. I mean, there's also what's called I think it's called a Star Crest Award, where if you do an 8-way or a 6-way in the sky, and it's called a Star Crest Award. And it's like I think they give you like a patch you can put, like a patch, like on a Boy Scout uniform kind of thing, that kind of a patch. I think that's what they do. Here is a trinary, 1s, 2s, and 5s, almost a binary as usual with these trinaries. There's one number that ruins it. It's also an older date note. November 15th of 1255, a long time ago. I'll research it later. But for now, I'm not worrying about it. We're here to hunt, not Google search, right? But if you can get like, Bono, was that your birthday note? You're born on in 1251, or you're born on November 15th, but wrong year. There's a 1 in 325 chance of having the right day and month at least. The year will be a different story. Folks, we had 19 views at one point on the stream, almost 20. That would have been 19 was a record. That's what the likes do. You get more people to come in. Now, not everybody stays, but that's okay. There's August 22nd, 1457, another older date. I'll check it later. Let's check out the rest like this. If you're joining us, say hi in the chat. Say, hey, dude, I'm here. 1 in 40% chance, huh? 1 in 40, so no, not 40%, but 1 in 40. Why is it 1 in 40? Or 2 in 365? Wouldn't it be 2 out of 365, which would be like 1 out of like 180-ish? Why is it not 2 out of 365? Why is it 1 out of 40? I am curious about the logic behind that calculation. All right. That is bundle number 11. Now we're going to bundle number 12. Because in my mind, it's 2 out of 365. I kind of disagree on that math. Because the options don't change with the number of people. You still have the same amount of options. Because out of all 4, I've known only maybe 2 people that had my birthday out of during my lifetime. So I don't know. 2 or 3, not many. Everyone's birthday. Like that it doesn't make sense to me, but that's okay. Yeah, not same year. That's cool. Kevin Durant, huh? Here's your birthday, buddy. 3, 4, 5, 6. A four number ladder. Not enough to keep. Needs to be at least 5 or 6 before I keep them. Okay, 23 people. That makes more sense. 50% chance. So that would be a total of 46. Well, no, 23 birthdays. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that either. I don't know if I agree. I just don't know. Could be right, but I don't. I'll have to hear the math. Almost, folks. 0307, 0306. One number away from a repeater. But that's always how it goes, right? Define something fancy. We still might find something, though. The birthday paradox, huh? There's another trinary. That is almost a radar repeater. 2664, 4664. So close, but I'll pull it out as a trinary. That's a pretty cool find, even though it's a trinary. It's got good eye appeal. Let's hunt up close now. I'm not disappointed with the hunt so far, but I'd like to find some more fancies. Or birthday notes. I like birthday notes too. Doing okay though. So I'll look up the birthday paradox later. You could be right. Doesn't make any sense, which is why it's called a paradox, right? 8683 8285. Rusty used to call these an alternate or skip note with 8s every other number. I don't keep these, but he liked them. Shout out to Rusty from All in Currency Collecting if he happens to ever watch this stream. He's out west right now, hopefully looking for gold. He's a good guy. All right. So far, we had a lot of really close calls, but nothing fantastic yet. But it only takes one note, guys. One note to change everything around. All right, so almost done with the 12th bundle. We'll move on to bundle number 13 after this. All right. That's it for number 12. 23 times 2 divided by 2. 253 pairs of birthdays. 23 people. How do you have pairs? I don't understand pairs of birthdays. Because each one only has one birthday as far as I know, right? All right, bundle number 13 coming up. We'll do a recap after the 15th bundle. All right. If you're joining us, hit that like button. Just subscribe to the channel too if you want to. I usually do at least a few videos a week. $3,000 behind a toilet in a casino. Was it like a local casino? There's a birthday note. January 20th, 1962. Anybody have that birthday out there? We're doing great on birthdays. That's the 4th birthday note so far. That's modern enough to have someone still be alive with this birthday. January 20th, 1962. It's also in good shape. Not bad at all. So Massive Casino, he found $3,000 behind a toilet. It was probably a cash drop. Almost certainly, but anybody got that birthday? Let me know in the comments or email me. Good find there. I bet it was a cash drop. Did he ever get caught? I'm assuming not. Back in the 90s, it's been a long time ago. Were there any star notes in that $3,000? I bet there were. If there were hundreds, there might have been one star note. No star notes in those bills? There's a cool note. It's a trinary, but it's also got a great pattern. 0997-9970. Kind of like the zeros of the bookends kind of sort of thing. But that's a cool note. I'm going to keep that one for sure. You need to ask your dad if he found any star notes in those bills. It was obviously a cash drop, so there could have been something good in there. All right. Well, we're doing okay on star notes. We're doing really good on birthday notes in this stream, but not great on fancies. That's okay. Had some close calls, though. We've had some really close ones. And after we get done with the hunt, I'm gonna show you some cool bills. It'll make the wait worthwhile, I promise. I'm gonna show you the good stuff. Some of which I showed last night, but a lot of which I did not. Stuff I have not shown on stream at all, ever. And they're all pretty good finds, too. Some of them were probably actually found on videos on the channel, but y'all enjoy these streams? I've only been doing these streams for like the last 2 months. I don't know if I always do them or not, but if y'all enjoy them, I may still do them. I may keep doing them depending on how successful they are. I just don't want to get a whole bunch of bundles of already searched notes. That would suck on a live stream. I can handle that on a video I'm doing on my own, but not on a live stream. That would not be fun. But so far that hasn't happened. These are all definitely unsearched. And when we get done, I'd like you to tell me, that's almost a radar, 0754 0755, one number off a radar. Well, let me know what the favorite favorite find was of the entire hunt. Last 3 nights. I'll show them off later. Zeros, ones, and fours trinary. I haven't found that many trinaries considering how many bills we've been through, but I'll keep it regardless. It's in good shape. All right. All right. Done with that bundle. Got 2 more to go. Just 2 more bundles. Then we'll have a little bit of fun after that. We'll call it a show and tell party. It's, like I said, a lot of the stuff I have not shown before. Bundle number 14. We're down to the final stretch right now. 2 more bundles. Then we'll do a recap of this hunt, recap of the stream's best finds, all 3 streams, and then we'll do a little show and tell afterwards. Yeah, a lot of radar finds are fun. I love finding radar notes. I like to find something better, though. There are better finds than radar finds. I believe 5 in a row are actually scarcer than the radar notes. I've got a full set of 5 trailing numbers on bills, from like 5 zeros and all the way to 5 nines, the entire set. I don't think I have a set of having them in the middle of the note or the beginning, though. We'll see what y'all's favorite find was of the last 3 nights. Done okay. Do y'all have a favorite fancy serial number? Busty, what's your favorite fancy serial number? Type if you know what that is. Bino, you too. What's your favorite fancy serial number? Because I've got, I mean, typically the rarer the more valuable, but you find these like this 4 zeros, but not quite a trinary. I think that's definitely one of them. You missed a 0 though. It should be 6 zeros in the middle. But I get the idea. Yeah, I've got that here next to me. I'll show that bill again tonight. We'll do a show and tell later. I've got some really cool notes to show y'all. Stuff that most hunters have never even seen, let alone found in their life. I've had some good luck over the years. And that was actually found on a bill battle against Rusty with all in currency collecting last year. I found that in a video. Did not get many views, even though it was like worth several hundred or $1,000. It's a very valuable note. But I'll show it here shortly. We'll do another bundle after this, do a recap, and I'll show it off again, along with some other stuff. That's really cool. How did I get into currency? I saw people doing it on YouTube, and I realized I had access to a lot of currency. So I was like, I'll just go ahead and get as much as I can and start searching through it. It's not hard to do. It's really easy. It's way easier than coins. This requires like little to no skill compared to coins. Little to no knowledge. All I got to do is be able to find, look for patterns and notes. It's not hard. There are books on how to train you how to do this, but you don't really need those unless you want to get like technical about everything. But nobody really needs to be trained to do this. You just got to know what to look for and look for it. Just pattern recognition, really. All right, that's the second to last bundle. Really low ones. Yeah, Bino, I think that's my most valuable note, the serial number 9, which I'll show here in a little bit. We're going to knock out one more bundle and we're done with this stream. And Richard, an X note. An X note, I have a few of them. Not many, because I've probably thrown more away than I've actually kept because I didn't keep them for a long time. They're a note with an X here at the end of the serial number. It's called an X suffix. And the suffixes only go to X and Y. They go as high as Y. They don't use Z's because Z's look too much like 2s. They don't use they don't use O's or Z's at the end because they look too much like numbers. So they go as high as X and Y. Y is the highest, and they're the most valuable. They're usually worth a couple bucks more than X notes. I have found one Y note and one X note. I don't believe they make modern currency with that many runs because I'll go through the prefix and make all the serial numbers all the way through 96 mil, and then they'll start with A, B, C, D, E, and then keep going all the way up to Y. I don't think they make them that high anymore. They're typically on older notes. like 2009 and earlier, I believe. Well, there's our last bundle. But they're worth about $4 to $5 a piece on eBay, the X notes, and about $6 to $7 are the Y notes, maybe $5 to $7 for the Y notes. They're not that valuable, but they are people do collect them because they're pretty tough to find. We didn't find any in this hunt, which is typical. They're not very common. And not everybody collects them. You know, I do have a few of them, but not many. I only started keeping them maybe, I think, last year. So I'm sure I've thrown away probably a dozen of them over the years. But my loss for not paying attention, for not knowing about them or really caring. That's why you got to change things up as you go. The longer you hunt, the more you change. You got to adapt to what people find collectible. That's almost a cool note, but not quite. I used to never keep trinaries. I used to never keep mixed ladders because they were too low end, but now I'm keeping them. Even though they're not worth much. And coin dealers don't really like them. eBay does. Because people do buy them. And their reasons for buying them, I have no idea what those reasons are, but that's their business, not mine. 3762, 3752. Almost a repeater. As always, one number ruined it. This is our last bundle. That's kind of cool, but I wish that was a 3 at the end. If it was a 3, I'd definitely keep it, but not quite. Got to meet the minimum standard, and I just barely missed it. Dinner, I had leftovers, Busty, or sorry, Bino. I had leftover pasta. It was pretty good. Bow tie pasta and tomato sauce, and some vegetables and mixed in with it, like canned vegetables. Pretty good. And some Ben & Jerry's ice cream afterwards. Not the healthiest choice, but you only live once, right? All right. Last bundle. After this, we'll do a recap of the finds, and I'll show you all some cool stuff, including what I'm going to give away here in a couple weeks. But it won't be a channel giveaway. It'll be a personal giveaway. Yes, Busty made some meatballs and little smokies in barbecue sauce. I think it was Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce with some rice, some steamed rice on the side, and he gave me some leftovers, and man, it was fantastic. And he gave me this enormous container full of it. I actually ate all of it. It was really good. Pretty darn good. Another FA series note. That's almost faint enough. Let me compare it to the other one we pulled earlier with a faint serial number. Is it as faint as that one? Pretty close. Just about the same, right? I'll pull it out. I may keep it. We'll see. Under inking serial number on the right side. I should say insufficient inking. And grape jelly. Was there grape jelly? Certified Pies slaps. Best wings in Little Rock also. Haven't been there. Always saw I had Certified Pies going up the ranks for Central Pizza. Central Arkansas Pizza. Have not been there. I'd like to try it though. I don't go out to eat that often. All right, we're going to finish up here. We're about finished. And here is our last 2 bills. And that's all she wrote for this hunt. So that was 1,500 notes done in under an hour and 40 minutes. That's not bad. Now, here's what we found in this stream for today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still just 6 star notes out of 15 bundle. That's not many. They're all common print runs of 3.2 million. Here's a 2017 L Series star note, 2021 B Series star note, 2021 K Series star note, 2013 H Series star note with a fairly low serial number, 2017 F Series, 2017 A F Series, and 2021 D Series star note. So 6 star notes, which is not much for 15 bundles, but they're getting tougher to find. As far as fancies, we had only low-end stuff. Here's a trinary with 0s, 1s, and 4s. Here's a cool one with a good pattern with 0s, 9s, and 7s. Here you have one with 2s, 4s, and 6s. That was almost a radar repeater. Had that 2 been a 4, it would have read the same both forward and backward and been a binary radar. Where we have 2 triples in the serial number, 3 6s and 3 3s. Here we have a trinary with 2s, 3s, and 7s, and one with 4s, 5s, and 6s. Did not do well in fancies in this hunt, but we did do well in birthday notes. We had 4 birthday notes, and they were January 20th, 1962, October 23rd, 1969, September 18th, 1990, and October 19th, 1983. If anybody has that birthday, let me know in the chat or email me. We also had a couple of minor, I do mean minor, insufficient inking issues on these serial numbers here on the right side. A little bit fainter than they're supposed to be compared to the ones here on the right. Oh, sorry, the ones here on the left. See, the ones on the left are darker compared to these. I may keep them. I don't know yet. We'll see. I may not either. So those were our finds for this stream, but they're not the best finds of all 3 streams. We had 3 nights in a row streaming. And the best finds are coming up. Our oldest find was in this stream here, a 1969 A series note, probably printed in the early 70s, older than I am. Not a bad find though. Wish it was in better shape, but you get what you get. This was found, I believe, 2 streams ago, a 2017 AE series star note with a low print run of 250,000, a total printed of 500,000. So there are only 2 runs for $250,000 each. That was our best star note out of all 3 streams. Our best fancy serial number was a radar note, 1380-0831, same forward and backward. But the best find, in my opinion, of the entire hunt, all 3 streams, was this note here with the extremely faint serial number here on the right side. Compare this, which is how it should be, to that. That is significant enough to definitely pull out. Probably worth 20, 30 bucks on eBay, I bet. May even be worth getting slabbed. It's a pretty obvious error. Definitely a lack of ink. But we're not done. And before we go any further, what's y'all's favorite find? Is it the error note, the older note from 69, the low run star note, or the radar? What's y'all's favorite? Top 4 finds. We have the radar, the low run star note, the older note from the probably early 70s, and the error bill. To me, it's this one, no question. That's the coolest one, the example of that I've ever found. But those are our highlights of the last 3 streams. I had a feeling Bono liked the radar note. We also found another older bill, an 81 A series. We also had a lot of other finds too, but those are in other streams. We'll just leave those on the other. We won't bother going over all those because there's just too much. Yeah. A lot of people like radars. You know, the radar note is cool, but I have found lots of those, but I have not found any errors like that one. I've got tons of radars, but I only have one note like this one that is this significant. I've got a few that are faint, but not like this. That's an unusually good error note because bill errors are tough to find. Trust me, they are very tough. Now, time for some show and tell. Now, a lot of these notes you have not seen before. Nobody's seen these before. I found a lot of these before I even did my YouTube channel. This one I'm giving away at the end of the month. It's an upcoming birthday note, January 28th, 2026. This will be given away on that date. I will be going to the local maternity ward and giving this away to an expecting couple, either after or before the baby was born. So we'll see what happens with that. It will be given away that day, though. So this will be fun. We did a couple of those last month as well. Now, here are my best finds. I found this note, I believe, in July of 2023, I think. Something like that. Serial number 9. That is my all-time lowest serial number and probably most valuable bill. It's definitely close. My second best, if it maybe should be more as valuable or more valuable, is this radar note. A true binary super radar, serial number 10,000,001. That one I found on the channel. Yeah, they actually do. This was found in circulation. This actually came from a local car wash. That's where the notes came from, and I pulled it out of there. I know exactly where it was spent, and I pulled it out. And it took me a double take to even understand what I had. It freaked me out, man. I was freaking out when I found that. I was also freaking out when I found that too, knowing that somewhere in circulation in this area is the serial number with a 0 at the end, which I would love to have as well. Because when these BA series notes came out, I was finding the star note versions of these when they were first come out. So that was a cool find. That's my number 1 or a tie for number 2 or a tie for number 1 find. That one is probably a little bit better, but that one is as cool and maybe as valuable. Then we've got these 2 notes here. I showed these last night also. These are date notes. This is April 30th, 1803. That is a date when the Louisiana Purchase was signed. Almost said Declaration of Independence again. I did that last night. But that's the date that the Louisiana Purchase was signed. April 30th, 1803. So that's a cool date note. And I've got a pair of them. I have a 5 also with the same serial number. My first matching pair, April 30th, 1803. Matching serial numbers on 2 different notes that I found in circulation. I just happened to keep them and remember that I had a matching pair for it when I found it. So I found this one first, then I went and found that one during a video and realized I had a matching pair. I just from memory after I looked up the date. So that was cool. So 2 matching notes. Here's my best ladder of all time. It's called a stuttered ladder. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really close to a perfect ladder. Had it been perfect, it'd be worth probably several $1,000s in this condition. It's pretty much uncirculated, but as is, it's probably got some value to it. It's got 7 unique numbers with just 2 2s in there. If you find something like this, definitely pull it out. They go for quite a bit of money. I bet I can get $100+ for this note, maybe 150. It's a really cool find, nonetheless. Next up is a note you may not be familiar with. Do y'all know what this note is? Anybody know what this kind of note is? Look at the signature on the lower right. That will give you a clue. 1963 B series, signed by Joseph W. Barr. It's called a Barr note. I believe he was the Secretary of the Treasury for about 1 month back in the day. So his notes are fairly scarce. They didn't make very many of these. They're worth usually a few bucks a piece, $5 to $10 usually. And on the back of it, I've got another one that's in better condition. So 2 bar notes. Here, okay, do y'all know what this is? 1988 A series note. Here's your test. What is this? Tell me in the chat. There are actually 2 of them. 1988 A series. Another 1988 A series. What are these notes? Tell me in the chat. Because if you don't tell me, I won't know what they are. I'll give you a hint. Do you see a letter here by the plate number here? Do you see a letter there? No letters. These are web notes. These are true web notes. These are were found in circulation. I'll even show you the back of one of them to prove it. You'll see the plate number here is at the top of the E instead of the bottom. Not here, but up here. Those are true web notes. Plate number with no letter. And plate number above the E instead of below. That's the way on both of them. Those are, I think I found 4 or 5 of those total. Next up is a low serial number, a 3-digit low serial number. That is I think my second lowest serial number that I found in circulation. I've only found maybe a couple like this. These are hard. Finding 3 digits is really tough because everybody pulls them out. And next up, Ben, this one's, or Bussy, this one's for you. A binary flipper, all 0s and 9s. It also reads upside down. This is why it's called a flipper. 0s and 6s upside down. So Busty, there you go, a binary flipper note. Had that last 9 been a 0, it would have been a radar note also. A true binary flipper. Not a true binary, but a binary flipper note. True binaries will be 1s and 0s. And next up, we have one of my favorite 2 finds of all time. These were found on the top of a bundle I got from a bank 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. But check out that border here on this side. That is not a fold, that is a cut, because check this out. There's the other border right there. Way miscut. Miscut so much you got the other border on the other side. And there are actually 2 of them. They both show the border on the other side. Those are truly miscut notes. Truly. Those are true error bills. Yeah, the 80s baseball cards, those hurt the value. This helps the value. I might get these slabbed at some point. They're basically brand new. I found them on the top of a bundle I got from a bank. I went and ordered 1,000 ones and got them, and this was on top of I think the first bundle I went through. They are awesome, and they are crisp. They're truly miscut. I bet I can get a decent value for them if I get them slabbed. I'll consider it, but they're in brand new shape. And last up is a cool date note. It is May 28th, 1863. So we have May 28th during the Civil War. Do y'all know what this date is? What does it sound like to you? What's at the end of May every year? Can you think about Memorial Day? This is the date when Lincoln ordered the 51st Regiment of the United States, of the Union Army, to go to fight. I believe that's what happened. And that was a all African American regiment that was sent out to defend against the South. and that's the date this happened, and that is the date of the true Memorial Day, the day of, and the president that made the order. So this is a really cool one. This may be my favorite date note so far. It's also going to have some value. It's a true holiday note with the original date it happened. So that's a cool one. But that's the end of the show and tell. And probably going to be the end of the stream here in a few minutes. But here are our finds. Everybody likes the radar the most. I like error bills. I can't help it. That's just too cool. But we'll definitely say top 2 finds are here though. Although that low star note is pretty good. But we did pretty well. We went through 4,500 bills in 3 nights. 4,500 bills, and had some good finds, had some fun. If y'all haven't done so yet, hit the like button on the stream. Thank y'all for joining me. Do y'all have any questions? Any questions of any kind? If not, we'll get going. Yeah, we did them 3 days ago. Y'all have a good night. We'll end the stream a little bit more than usual because we got done fast. Hope y'all had fun. Thank you for joining me. Hit that like button to prove you like my stream and like me, and you're my friend. How's it going, Ryan? Thank y'all for joining us. We're just about done. Well, actually, we are done, I would say. Just got done with the hunt. I'll do a quick last recap of the top 4 finds. Well, top 4 finds in categories we had the last 3 nights. We went through 4,500 bills. The best fancy serial number was this radar note, 1380-0831. That was our top serial number. Our best error bill was this one, and to me was my favorite find of the hunt. An extremely faint serial number on the right side on this 2021 J series note. That was cool and my favorite personally, but a lot of people liked the radar too. We also had a 250,000 print run star note on this 2017 AE series with only 2 runs of a total of 500,000 total printed. That's a fairly low and fairly scarce star note. And our oldest find was this 1969 A series note, probably printed in the early 70s. Or would have been printed in the early 70s. The 1969 A series note was our oldest find of all the bills we went through. Well, thank y'all for joining us. If you haven't done so, if you're watching the stream after the fact, hit that like button. Get the stream out to more people because we had some fun, had some good finds. And we'll see you all soon. Give another couple minutes if anybody has any comments. Congrats on the baby, Busty. I know you always do. We'll end on a high note. Busty's having a baby, apparently. So, congrats on that, Busty. Hit that like button. Let's get to 10 likes. Can we get 10 likes before we stop the stream? Through budding, that's right. So he was not a naughty. He was not a naughty crustacean. He was a very, very, very moral and well-behaved crustacean. Significance of those serials. Bo, which serial numbers? You mean the ones right here? Well, only one has a significant serial number. If you're just joining us, we'll do a quick recap. We got 10 likes in the recap. Thank y'all for liking. No, Bo, thanks for joining us. Yeah, this one has nothing to do with the serial number. This is our oldest note. We went through 4,500 bills. We had a lot of good finds, but these were the best of the best. This was our oldest bill for that category. So we had a 1969 A series note. That was our oldest bill. We had, this was our best star note, a 2017 A E series star note with a low print run of 250,000. That was our best star note out of all the bills, all the star notes. So that's actually pretty good. $250,000 is really low. Our best error bill was this one with the extremely faint serial number here on the right side. That was my personal favorite find. I may get that one graded. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but it's pretty darn significant. It's pretty obvious. It's also the best example of that kind of error that I've ever found. And we had a radar note with a serial number that reads the same both forward and backward. I haven't graded Ron. I haven't graded any bills yet. I've only graded coins. I've graded with both PCGS and Annex. I usually use Annex because I have a lot of varieties. Silver certificates, I do. I mean, if I find one that's really cool, I'll get it. But I typically just search. My method is to hunt through currency that I get for face value and try to find something cool in that. I've never found a silver certificate while hunting, and I've been through. God, I'm getting close, probably close to 300,000 bills I've been through so far. Over 250,000. How many ones have I been through? Let me look. I can find out right now. I've been through almost 240,000 $1 bills. So I've been through 238,000, almost 239,000 bills, just ones, plus all the fives. Never found one silver certificate so far, not one. But this is our best fancy serial number. It's called a radar note. The serial number reads the same both forward and backwards. So if you go 1380 forward, 1380 backward. Global proof silver coins. Yes, I have given those Morgan dollars a look. I like them. They're beautiful coins. Of course, that's always been a great series. I do like, Silver Eagles are great. Bussy, thanks for joining us. We'll get out here pretty soon. We also have some birthday notes, by the way. I forgot. That's a different category, but we had, we had some birthday notes. October 19th, 83, September 18th, 1990, October 23rd, 1969, and January 20th, 1962. This is in pretty good shape too. We had some good birthday notes too. Those are another category of finds. But it was a good hunt. If you have any more questions, let me know in the chat. We'll get out here pretty soon. We're just a little over 2 hours now. It's about normal. But it was a good hunt. A lot of fun. Always fun hanging out with you guys, looking through bills, chatting in the chat. Y'all did a great job of keeping me occupied. Now, if y'all watch this stream after the fact and I've missed something, let me know. I've got the bills for now, but I'm going to start cashing them in tomorrow. Yes, I have seen the new dime, and the dime is my favorite. The dime is definitely my favorite coin. With pretty much everybody says that. Some of the half dollar is pretty nice too. The dime is a beautiful coin. I do agree. The dime is by far the best coin in the series for next year. I will definitely hope to find some of those in my hunts. I don't know if I'll buy a roll or not, but I'll definitely want to find the set because they are gorgeous. I agree. That's the best design they've done in a long time on coins. I'm looking forward to getting one, honestly. The half dollar is pretty cool too, and a couple of the quarters are okay. I wish they'd done better on the quarters. The quarters were disappointing. They used the same dies for the presidential dollars, and those are not the prettiest dies. Not the prettiest pictures. I mean, the bills look better than the coins. I mean, that is definitely a better picture than what's on the coins. And they use they look awful. I hate to say it because it's something we've already seen before. Nothing original. I wouldn't say they look awful, but they're not something to get excited about when you've already got them on dollar coins and nobody really collects the dollar coins. Let's be honest, they're not popular. I've got a full set of them, but they're not exactly a highly sought after denomination nowadays because they're just not the best coin. Now the Sacagawea dollars are different. Those are gorgeous. Those are also beautiful coins. But the presidential dollars, they weren't popular and they decided to use those dies anyway for the quarters. I think that was a bad move, but that's just my opinion. The dimes, though, are great. The half dollars are also really nice. And those metals are also pretty cool, too. Yeah, the quarters are okay. Half dollar is great. The half dollar, the dime are the best. I haven't seen the silver eagle yet, but I don't actually buy those anyway. They're cool to get, but the thing with ASCs is that you get, I mean, they're all the same design for the most part. You get different mint marks and stuff, but it's, of course, coins, that's how coins are. The nickels are the same design. Modern nickels, same design. Modern stuff. It's just, I don't know. I've just never really been into silver eagles. I might change my mind at some point. If I was going to collect silver, I'd probably get like do like a full set of Morgans or piece dollars. That's good. How much? I guess there's not much premium, huh? Oh, Ryan, did y'all see my recap of my best finds? I'll go over them for you real quick if you want to see them. Now, if y'all have seen this already, I will show you my favorite. I have my best bills here right next to me. I did show them off earlier. We'll do it again. If you just come in, I'll show my collection again real quick. First up, I'll show you this bill. This bill is a upcoming birthday note. January 28th, 2026. That's like in 17 days from now. I'll be giving this bill away to an expecting couple at the maternity ward at my local hospital. This will be a giveaway item on the channel. I'll make a video of it before I do it, but I'll be giving this away to somebody who's born literally on that day, the day of their birth. They'll get this bill. I did this on 2 days last month. I had a bill for December 12th and December 13th of last year for 2025. I gave those away. That was fun. And some lucky couples got those bills. I should say a lucky child. That's my giveaway item for next month. Now I've got a couple of web notes here. I showed earlier, 1988A web notes. These were printed on rolls instead of sheets, if you don't know the difference. They're printed for 3 series, 1988A, 93, and 95. They're worth a few bucks a piece, not a lot. I've got this $5 bill with the date May 28th, 1863. That is a date that Lincoln gave the order to send the 51st Regiment of the Union Army to battle. That it was the actual original Memorial Day. It happened on this date, May 28th, 1863. So we have the original Memorial Day on a 5 with Lincoln on it, who gave the order. That is a cool note, in my opinion. My favorite date note, I think, of all. A couple of miscut bills that I found a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, with the border showing on the other side for the subsequent note. Miscut so much, the other border's showing on both of these. There's 2 of them here. And they're consecutive. See that? That is border of the other note. That is a true error bill. There are 2 of them. They were found together. My best error bills. Yeah, but you got, like I said, you can see the actual border for the other note on the other side of both bills. That is outside of BEP specifications. It's significant enough. I definitely kept it. I may get them slabbed because the border is showing. That's not supposed to be like that. They're off. They're actually cut off. Those are my favorite error notes. We've got a true binary. Sorry, not a true binary, but a binary flipper. 0s and 9s. One of my best binary notes. It's also upside down. It's 0s and 6s. Flipper. It can be readable right side up and upside down. Also in good shape. We got a 3-digit low serial number. I found a couple years ago, I think. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember. That's a top find as well. We've got a couple of Joseph W. Barr notes from the 60s. Serial numbers start at basically 1. They start at 00 all the way down to 1. That's a thing, and I'll prove it to you. These are Barr notes. He was a Secretary of the Treasury for a total of 1 month back in the 60s. His notes are fairly scarce, and they're worth a few bucks a piece, $5 to $10 usually. We've got my best ladder note of all time. It's a stuttered ladder. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's also crisp. It'll have some decent value. It's in great shape. So that's a one heck of a find right there. Next up is a cool date note. April 30th, 1803. That is a date when the Louisiana Purchase was signed. So this is a cool date note. Almost as cool as the Memorial Day one. That's a federal holiday. This is not. But on April 30th, 1803, the Louisiana Purchase was signed for, and I've got the same serial number on a 5. April 30th, 1803. I have a matching pair of these notes that I found in circulation. And next up are my top 2 finds of all time. My best radar note or fancy serial number right here. A true binary super radar found on this channel back in 2024, I think. Several months ago, I think I found this note. It might have actually been, yeah, it's 2024. I think I found it. This is my best radar note. It's the best radar note, actually technically the best radar note you can find. Out of all the radar notes, this is the best you can do. 1s and 0s with 1s at the end and 0s in the middle. It's the most valuable possible radar note in existence. You can't find one better than that, unless you might find one that's someone that is subjectively thinks it is, but it's the lowest sum, and true binaries are always the most valuable. I saw one like this sell for around $1,000. I think it was on either a 5 or a 10. I can't remember, but it sold for $1,000. Actually, it was a 1 I found that too that sold for quite a bit. But that was a find on the channel over a year ago. I think it was almost a year and a half, maybe a year and a half ago, roughly. Found in a currency battle against Rusty with All In Currency Collecting, who no longer does videos, but that's my second best find, although it's close. Yes, they do. Yeah, you can get those graded, Bowl. You can get serial numbers graded, and it's a good idea. This one, I might get that one graded. Honestly, I might. It's good enough. I might grade it. It's probably worth getting graded, to be fair. It's not going to be great. It's probably going to be like VF or XF. It's okay. It's a little circulated, but it's not bad. But the serial number is what matters. Speaking of which, my best find is this rough-looking bill right here. Check out that serial number. Serial number 9. How often do you see a single-digit serial number on a bill? It is a binary. It's 7 in a row zeros. And it's also a flipper. And grading levels for bills are just like coins, but they use different terminology. It goes basically like 0 to 70, like 65 and up being gem uncirculated. Uncirculated would be like 60 into 64. 65 to 70 would be gem uncirculated. Just AU, XF, VF, extra fine, very fine, fine, very good, good, just like coins. This is probably my best note. It's not the best shape, but it's probably like fine 12, fine 15 grade. It's not terrible. At least it's not a rag. These are my best 2 serial numbers, though. Sorry about the reflection. I got lighting in here, but there you go. I do like these notes, though. They're pretty cool, and they're worth quite a bit of money, to be fair. Any other questions? Thank you, Bo. Appreciate you joining us. Any more questions? We're here for questions. If you have some questions, let me know. We'll keep on going. If not, we'll end the stream. But as of right now, I think that's everything. So we'll probably call it good unless y'all have any more questions. That's where we're at. Where did I put the other stuff at? Do a quick recap of the best finds one more time. Radar note from the last 3 streams. Best fancy serial number. This error note with a really faint serial number on the right. 2017 AE series note with a 250,000 print run with only 2 runs. That's a pretty rare star note. And our oldest bill is a 1969 A series, my rarest coin. Bull, my rarest coin that I found, there are, I would say, 2 of them. Are you familiar with modern coin varieties? I don't have the coin with me right now. Maybe I'll show it another day, but I don't have it. I have it on my channel. If you go to my channel and look, go to my shorts and go to my oldest short, my first short. I did a video about it. It did not get many views because it was my first short of all time. But my oldest short, it's called A Rare and Valuable Penny Found in Pocket Change. It is it's a 1992D Close AM variety, or the FS 901 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. And I found it I think I found it on October 17th, 2022. I think it's the day I found it. I typically remember when I find something that good. I might be able to find, it's also on if you go to my playlists and go to my best finds playlist. There are only 3 videos in that playlist. So go to my playlists, go to best finds, it'll be the first video you watch. That's the actual big video. It's actually better than the short. The short only has so much, but it's better, and it's like in big video format like this. It's better to watch. But it's a 1992D Close AM FS 901 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. I paid a penny for it. I got it slabbed for, with insurance and everything for a couple $100 total with shipping and grading fees and everything. It's worth, last time I checked, around $1,200 to $1,300. I got AU55 grade. Had it been mint state to be over that, be closer to $1,500, but it's worth over $1,000, $1,000 or more. I paid a penny for it. I also have a 1995D double dyed FS 103. That's a super scarce variety. It might even be scarcer than the Close AMs. It is a very, very, very rare double dye. It's linked. I think it's going to be in my coin grading submissions video. Actually, all those should be in my video, I think. If you go to my coin grading submissions, I have one video. I think I showed everything in there, or pretty close to it. All my slab coins, I think. I could be wrong, but best finds playlist, 3 videos. Don't even know why I forgot I even have that playlist, honestly. But it's an old video. It's one of my earlier videos from years ago. Yeah, no problem. It's fun sharing. It's like kind of like a show off and tell, like show and tell, but show off and tell. It's like, look what I got. But it took a lot of work to find this kind of stuff. Honestly, it did. I had some really good penny bags back in 2022, and I went through like 5 bags and found like 3 major varieties. 3 of the rarest varieties, or 2 of the rarest varieties in existence. The third one is also pretty scarce. I found a 94 Philadelphia penny FS 901 double dot reverse, and that got I think got AU58 grade. It was in good shape. It was also almost full red, but it's good. It was a good find. So 3 major varieties in 5 bags. It was good. It was a good stretch of pennies there. I've got a lot of pennies. I've got 600, I think around 680,000 pennies to go through still, maybe more, that I haven't searched yet. I haven't searched them at all. I've done 1 bag of pennies since 2022. I did well in that bag too. I found some good stuff, but I don't hunt pennies that often anymore. Just got too much other stuff, too much currency, quarters, and I'll soon be doing half dollars. Yeah. That's if the premium is almost nothing, yeah, you might be able to flip them for a premium bowl. Proof sets. If they're selling for less than spot, yeah. Because right now spot, let me reload the screen here. It's $83.40. It went up $1 since I last looked at it. $83.40. That is an all-time record for silver. We are witnessing right now the highest silver price ever in history. $83.40 an ounce. That's ask. Ask is $83.40. Bid is $83.25. It's never been over 82. So that is the highest silver value that I'm aware of in existence. Yeah, pretty close. If you're not much of a premium, you can't afford to. I mean, dude, for a silver eagle, 95. I mentioned $95 for a silver eagle when you can get them slab for like, $50 not too long ago. Graded examples are like Inman State 69, Inman State 70 for like $50, $55, maybe 60 for slab examples. Dude, if you had a lot of ounces, you're doing well. $83.40 for a silver eagle right now, just melt. That's the melt value. Quarters are now $15 a piece and melt. Silver quarters. Half dollars, 90% half dollars have now broken the $30 mark a piece. Half dollars are now $30 a piece and melt. I bought one last month for $20, and that was $1 under melt. My goodness. That is ridiculous. And it may only go higher. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's still going up. It's as of right now, it's an all-time record. Well, if you all don't have any more questions, if you do, keep on asking questions. If you don't, we're going to end the stream. I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up, and we may do some more streams next month. I won't do any more streams for a while. I got quarters to go through, and that is boring on live stream. Trust me, that's no fun. Plus, it'll take me forever. I have to get these bags done eventually. I do have some half dollars I'm going to try to get through. I got 10 boxes of half dollars that I'm going to go through soon if I get a chance. I am doing quarters next. Here's a quick preview of one of my quarter finds. Check this out. This was found on this will be shown in my next video upcoming. A two-headed magic coin or trick coin, also known as a magician's coin. You can see it was hollowed out around the rim right here, cut out. Not a mint error or anything, but cool nonetheless. I also found, oops, made a mess. I just made a huge mess. A whole stack. If I don't drop them everywhere. It's hard to hold that many quarters at once. A full set of gold-plated state quarters from 2001 through 2004. That's what these are. All gold-plated state quarters. They're not really worth anything. They're technically damaged coins, but cool. It's a collection dump from the bag I went through. Flip me for the 0001. That would be funny. I would probably lose for sure. But that 01, I may get that thing slabbed. That's a damn good find. Not many serial numbers are worth getting slabbed. That's probably one that's worth it. Although I don't have to. It'll still sell for a premium regardless. These quarters are so slippery when they're gold-plated. All right. We also have some other foreign coins and stuff too. I'll show these real quick. One zloty coin, I think it's called, from Poland. That's in my next video, or will be. A 5 baht coin from Thailand, and a Canadian quarter. Those are typical, but Canadian quarter. Isn't that cool, huh? Found those in my last quarter bag, along with all those state quarters. But I've got 2 more bags to go through. 2 more bags. And we'll see what happens with those. That'll be a video coming out probably later this next week or this week. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Y'all have any more questions or anything before we go? Yeah, Canadian quarters. Yeah, I get them here too. I'm in Arkansas. Pennies, quarters, everything. I get all that kind of stuff in here in this area. I get pennies all the time and quarters too. Anyway, there are our finds for the last 3 streams. Thank you all for hanging out. We may do some more streams next month. This one will actually this may have been our best stream. We had like up to 19 viewers at once on this stream, so we might do more next month. We'll see how they go. They're fun. They're not, as long as you all keep chatting with me, it's not so boring, because it can be kind of boring hunting through currency. Alive, because sometimes you get crappy bundles, you just don't find crap. And this out of the 3 streams, this is probably the worst find wise, but one of the more fun ones with the chat though. So we did find a lot of birthday notes. That was probably the highlight. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We're almost 2.5 hours in, so getting late. It's almost 10 p.m. in my time, so I probably need to call it good. If you guys don't have any more questions, we'll end it here. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining me. We may do this again next month. We did 3 streams last month also. They were fun, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll call it good. Thank y'all for joining me, and we'll see you all on the next hunt. Y'all have a good one.